So, ladies, why a film of Absolutely Fabulous and why now?
Well, we've been talking about it, at least I've been
She's been banging
nudging
on about
Jennifer
it
since 1995.
Yes.
So it's actually quite a scamper, really, to the finishing post. So by the time we got Jennifer to agree to do it was about 2013, 14.
Yes. But you know, there are films that have taken longer.
Honestly, Gandhi took 20 years. So this is motoring.
This is scampering
This is
along.
fast. And Jennifer, you could have cast anyone in this film. Why cast Joanna Lumley?
I know, exactly. In the film, just because I was in the series, I couldn't agree more.
I know, I was encouraged. They said, really? Really? I said, listen, she's still alive.
I know.
And it's a miracle.
It was very
It's
touching.
a miracle. We're all alive,
She
to
got
be
me out
honest.
of the home and cleaned me up.
He
And
cleaned you up.
everything. There was
Yep.
that.
And Joanna, you could work with anyone in the film industry.
And
why,
have done, darling.
Why return
A
to
sense
this?
of pity,
Yes.
a sense of misplaced loyalty, that kind of thing.
Yes.
I adore this one. She couldn't get me away from it. Also, because I told the world that she was writing the film, she felt somehow indebted to me.
It's true.
And what are the best and worst things about working with each other?
I don't. There are only worse things.
No, there aren't worst.
The worst things is that we don't. The worst thing is that we don't work enough together in a
Yeah.
funny way. And when we do this, it's almost like an excuse to hang out and see each other, because otherwise we're so busy we hardly ever see each other.
I think worst things of the film is when I'm not in a scene that you're in.
Yes, and you're sadly at the side going, hello,
I know.
hello.
I know, I hate that.
It is odd, And in a film, it's much more common, because if you're all in a studio together, even if someone's got a scene on their own, everyone else is around or they're really close.
Because
But
it's a big
if
rehearsal
it's a
room or
film,
hanging
you
around.
might not come in on that day even, you know. So
Yeah.
it's,
You miss people and you miss
you
whole
do.
scenes.
Yeah.
So,
When you see it, it's quite a surprise.
yeah.
And aside from the film, what in life most inspires you?
Oh, Lordy. What, to write comedy?
In any way?
Anything.
I
It's a
told
bit
you it
huge.
might.
That
Oh
was a
my
bit of a
God,
crash.
that's a
it might-
massive
just a
one.
moment.
I told you it might get a bit Oprah.
Oh my God, what
What
inspires me?
inspires me? Tomorrow.
I suppose
Oh, no,
tomorrow.
no, no,
Well,
no,
I suppose
the rest of
yesterday.
today.
Or was it you? I don't
Yes,
know.
it was some-
It's kind of, that's almost too big.
It's too big. But what inspires
But you know, to
me-
write anything with Dean and Patsy, because they're so close to us and they're almost walking along beside you. So anything that you see, or if something happens in life, like someone's going on about, oh, this happened on Instagram or this, and I'm going, I don't know what you're saying. Instagram, what is this kind of stuff? I'm doing that almost as Edina all the time. So anything that comes along that's new or ridiculous, or like,
And when I
you
see
know,
very tragic people walking down the pavement, mutton dressed as lamb, I mean yak dressed as, polo pony. And I think, oh, that's Patsy. That is Patsy. And it's scabbing along, looking shocking, with very, very over-dyed hair. And very much wrong clothes. I love that. And I think, oh, Pats would wear that. That's how Pat's on a bad day. Because when she's lost it. Because she is beginning to lose her marbles slightly.
oh, a long
I'm looking
time
forward
ago.
to it. That inspires me, the thought of doing, if we can ever revisit Miss Saunders, this enchanting idea you've had and made so successful, I would like Patsy to begin losing her marbles.
Okay, that's going to happen.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
And also in real life, how do you overcome failure and get over criticism?
I don't
She doesn't
acknowledge
read it. She
criticism.
doesn't
I just don't acknowledge it. I
acknowledge
don't
it.
read it. I don't look at it.
But
And I
everything
don't.
is always teetering on the edge of success or failure, and it's just work, and you get on and you do the next bit, or you do whatever. I mean, it's
If you can meet with triumph and disaster and treat those two imposters just the same. So huge success, huge failure, nothing.
Yeah.
Don't let it get to you. Don't get big-headed, but also don't be downcast.
But you also have to have. I mean, life is about the other life you lead. It's not always about work or this public life. Most of life is your private life, and actually the things that mean the most to me are my private life, not this life,
except me.
apart from Joanna
And the role of Patsy.
and the role of Patsy and it keeping you employed
All right.
for the rest of your life.
Yeah. But apart from that,
apart from that, it's things like being with your grandchildren
and the
everything,
poppies. You told me about the poppies you're hoping that have come up, and where you've
and
sown them
things
down
you
in
don't
Devon.
see, yes. So to be honest, once work's finished, you move on. You get on with your life.
I'm
your
married
real
to a
life.
musician, and one of my big things is going to see He's conducting Beethoven's Leonora, which is one of my favourite pieces. So to go up to that and just hope I'm wearing the right things and don't let him down. Fabulous. And then sit there and have Beethoven. Yay! So opposite slightly. Only a little bit away from Patsy, because I feel she could be like that.
She could be.
She isn't.
She's deaf.
She's dead.
Another Oprah-inspired question.
Yes.
What's the best piece of advice anyone has ever given you?
Oh, well, the best piece of writing advice I was ever given
Yeah.
was, I kept going, there was a playwright, Mary Agnes Donahue, and I was struggling to write something. I was going, I don't even know how to start. I don't know what it should be about, and I keep doing this, and she goes, well, write about that. Write about not being able to start, but don't not write. That was the best piece of advice. So wherever you start, because the second you've started, you'll move off into something else. But if you never start, it'll never happen. And I thought, honestly, I do that now. If I'm really stuck, I write about being really stuck and what that is in your head. And by the time you've got through that, you can do it.
Because, I mean, obviously not write like Jennifer, but I've written a lot of stuff, and I used to write for the Times. And the editor at the Times said, always, when you've presented a piece, cut the first paragraph and the last paragraph off, and you'll find it stands on its own. And the second thing is, if you're writing a book, and I've written many, 6. But anyway, the thing is if you're afraid you might wake up the next morning and not know what, leave one sentence unfinished. And as I handwrite everything on lined paper, you just literally leave a sentence. So when you come down, you know how that will end. So you've started already writing. You've started writing to complete it. And these things can keep you moving smoothly on.
This is great writing advice. I hope J.K. Rowling will tune in.
She doesn't need us, darling.
She doesn't need us.
I don't think J.K. needs us.
A piece of style advice, either from yourselves or from Patsy and Edina.
Never buy something thinking you're going to be thinner in the morning.
Always look at yourself in the mirror, back view, before you go out.
That's
where the hideous things go wrong.
My wardrobe is full of things that I've thought, it doesn't quite fit, but I tell you what, in a week I can get into that. Never happens. Buy something, if something just a little bit too big, possibly.
Yeah.
Because
Big
you
is good.
always want to be comfortable.
Always wear something too big. If you are quite fat and not going to get thinner, buy something even bigger. Don't worry about what it says. You can say 18 on the label, that's fine, buy 20. Wear it something and go, woo, look. And people go, oh my God, you're losing weight.
You always feel better about yourself.
Even if you're a size 8, if it's too tight, people go,
It's just, honestly, it's been, if I wish I'd done that when I was younger. When I was thinner and thin, and you think, and even then I thought, oh my God, I'm so fat, I better buy something a bit smaller and go on a diet. Years of my life wasted thinking that, when you could just wear something comfortable, feel fabulous.
and smile.
And smile.
That's all you have to do. And then people go,
Good
oh,
bit
she
of
looks
lipstick.
fantastic.
For God's sake, honestly.
Yeah.
The amount of your youth spent worrying about
Well, if
what
it was
people
me who
think,
had to, I had
what
spots,
you
I
look
was
like.
spotty and I had to worry about the spots. And the hair was very dodgy too. The hair was
Yeah,
dodgy.
well, I can understand that.
So I had a cause to worry.
Yes.